And we will prosecute those involved in California's depraved new laws that strip parents of parental rights. Can you believe? Can you believe? Who would have thought that 10 years ago, if somebody got up and said, we will stop child sexual mutilation, people would say, is this guy crazy? Who would have? We have to stop it. It's going on at a level nobody, without parental rights. Or who would say that we will give parental rights over your children back to parents? Who would think that you would have to say, or that men in women's sports will not be allowed? Who would think? Can you imagine this? You know, Brian Urlacher, the big football player, great football player from Chicago, he's a massive guy, big, strong guy. He was a great Hall of Famer and everything. He played for Chicago. And I was with him a couple of months ago, and we were standing at my golf club in Palos Verdes, Trump National, and he said, we were talking about things, and I looked at the size of this man, right? He's retired now, but had a Hall of Fame career, top of the line guy, great player, but big. And my manager came over, Lily, she's fantastic, but she's very small. She's the size of his leg, maybe. And I took a picture of Lily and Brian Urlacher, and I said, we will not allow men in women's sports. And you saw the other day they had a weightlifting deal going on, and there's one young woman, she was so proud, her parents were in the front row, she was gonna break the record. They put a quarter of an ounce on each side of the thing, stood for 18 years. And she got up and I don't wanna imitate her, because you know, my wife, the First Lady, hates when I do this. She said, it's not presidential. I said, yeah, but people like it. Good. She hates it. Our great First Lady. She'll say, I love your speech today, because it's all over the place. Look at the fake news back there. We get a lot of ratings. You know, we outdid the debates in the ratings. I made my speech to the UAW, and we got better ratings than they did. But no, she said it's not presidential, and I understand. She has two things, that, and she doesn't like when I dance a little bit to the music. That's not. And I say, I have a problem. Everybody wants it. They're screaming, dance, dance. But our great First Lady, and she doesn't like when I talk about the swimmer either, but maybe I'll do it because this is a little bit, you know, this is a special group. So these are Republicans that have been screwed for years in California. You deserve a little entertainment, right? You deserve it. So they put the weights on the end, little tiny things like a little nothing, quarter of an ounce. And she gets up, oh, and her parents are so proud, 19 years. She's almost there. Boom. Couldn't do it. Then this guy who recently transitioned, he gets over the weights, looks at him. They said, have you lifted before? No, I really haven't. She was a world champion, right? I haven't lifted too much, a little bit. I did it recreationally. Oh, good. So he gets over the same weights. Bing, boom, boom, bing, 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 bing. He broke the record like by 180 pounds. And then they say, we will have men in women's sports. These people are crazy. You know, I'm not a big fan of LeBron James, but I said this. I would like to meet with LeBron, say, LeBron, I've decided I'm going to get out of the presidential business, get out of the real estate business. I'm going to become a basketball coach of women. And I'm going to get him and 4 or 5 other guys to transition. And we are going to have the greatest basketball team in history. We will be undefeated forever. We will make the legendary John Wooden into just a little asterisk. No, it's just crazy. The swimmer, remember, championship swimmer? She wanted to break the record. She was going to do it. She looks left. And these are people, they've been, you know, athletes, they've been sort of at the top level. They're sort of competing with the same guys. One of the PGA Tour guys said, yeah, I played with him when he was 6. I played with him when he was 10, 12. You know, they're just a certain elite group of people. And played with him all my life. And now they're on the senior tour. They're still playing against each other. Same thing with other sports. And she looks left and she sees all of these young ladies that she's been swimming against for years. She looks right and she sees it, but then she looks over here and there's this huge guy with a wings, I say with a wingspan somewhat larger than Wilt the Stilt Chamberlain. Do you know Wilt? The biggest wingspan anybody's ever seen, 7'2". But she sees this guy and she says, oh, wow. And I tell the story. It's a very sad story. She was seriously injured. You heard about this, right? You know what happened to her? She got injured with windburn because this guy went by her so fast that the wind gave her horrible, horrible burns. They took her to the hospital, but she'll make it. She'll be okay. So much for the record. He finished the race, then he went to lunch, and as the other girl swam in, he was going to lunch. He said, let me go to lunch while I'm waiting for them to come in. Now, how ridiculous. And you know what? It's very demeaning to women. It really is. It's ridiculous. It's very demeaning. The state of California has no right to take children away from their parents and sterilize them. They take them away, sterilize them. Can you believe this? I will stop it immediately. All of that crazy stuff will be stopped. I will protect your youth. I will protect parents and their rights, and we will have them make decisions for their children. They are going to be making the decision.